So we are going to study about the multiple choice questions in Unit 2. So Unit 2, we are going to study about multiple choice questions. Come on, go through the first question. So let us consider the question number 1. The following graph shows the current versus voltage values of some unknown conductor. What is the resistance of the conductor? See, what this is the given diagram. From this diagram, they have asked you to calculate the resistance R. Along the x-axis, they have considered the current in ampere, and along the y-axis, they have taken the voltage in volts or potential difference in volts. As we know, for a straight line, we can able to calculate the slope. Always slope is given by y-intercept divided by x-intercept. Here along the y-axis, we are having the voltages. By along the x-axis, I am having the current. So slope is voltage divided by current. Voltage divided by current is nothing but resistance. So if you are calculating the slope of this curve, the slope of this curve gives you resistance. So I am taking it like this. Slope is equal to resistance R is equal to. Say I am dropping an perpendicular from this end to the x-axis and another perpendicular to y-axis. This gives you the x-intercept and this value gets you the y-intercept. So x-intercept is 2 minus 0, which is equal to 2, and y-intercept is 4 minus 0, which is equal to 4. So this 4 is nothing but change in voltage, and this 2 is nothing but change in current. So slope is the y-intercept given as 4 divided by the x-intercept change in current given as 2. So the resistance value R is equal to 2 ohm. So by calculating the slope of the given curve, the resistance can be calculated. So answer is 2 ohm. The question number 2 is, a wire of resistance 2 ohm per meter is bent in the form of a circle of radius 1 meter. The equivalent resistance between its two diametrically opposite points A and B as shown in the figure is. See, it was considered a wire of resistance 2 ohm per meter is bent in the form of a circle of radius R equal to 1 meter. So wire is bent in the form of a circle. Let us consider the radius as capital R, which is equal to 1 meter. What is given? Resistance per meter length is given. So I am writing resistance per meter length of the wire is equal to, they have given it out as 2 ohm. Now what it is asked, the resistance between, the equivalent resistance between two diametrically opposite points. So I am considering 2 points which are diametrically opposite. One of the point is A, another point is B. Across these 2 points, you have to calculate the equivalent resistance. If you are considering 2 points, the upper part is acting like one of the resistance. Let us take it as R1. And the lower part is acting like another resistance taken to be R2. Here, this upper part R1 and the lower part R2 are in parallel. So what is the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance is parallel combination. RP is considered to be the equivalent resistance. How to calculate? We know that 1 divided by RP is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2. Now we have to calculate what is the value of upper part and what is the value of the lower part. See, it was given resistance per unit length is 2 ohm. The wire is bent in the form of a circle. So I can write like this. Length of the wire is equal to, okay, length of the wire is equal to circumference. Circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle is nothing but 2 pi r. is considered to be equal to length of the wire L. But what is the value of radius? Radius R is equal to 1 meter. Therefore, length of the wire is equal to 2 pi. What is given? Resistance per unit length is 2 ohm. See, since resistance of 1 meter wire is 2 ohm, then resistance of length L, resistance of length L is, what is the resistance of length L then? Resistance of length L is then equal to 2 pi ohm, isn't it? For 1 meter length, the resistance is how much? The resistance is 2 ohm. For a length of 2 pi length, for a length of L, it is 2 pi into 2 ohm. So I can able to get it out as 4 pi ohm is taken to be what? Is taken to be the resistance for the whole length. That resistance is divided into two halves. One is R1 and another one is R2. So since L is considered to be two halves, L is considered as two halves in the circle. Two halves, we can say resistance R1 is equal to 2 pi ohm and resistance R2 equal to another 2 pi ohm, since resistance R is directly proportional to length. So take these two values and substitute it here. Therefore, 1 divided by Rp equal to 1 divided by 2 pi plus 1 divided by 2 pi, which is equal to 2 divided by 2 pi. So 2 will get cancelled. You can able to get it out as 1 divided by pi. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by pi. Therefore, the equivalent resistance is equal to the parallel combination of the two parts, which is equal to pi ohm. Hope you should have understood this. So this is how we can able to calculate the equivalent resistance for the combination or for the 2 points, diametrically opposite points in a given circle. So problem number 3, come on, go through the problem. A toaster operating at 240 volt has a resistance of 120 ohm. What is the power? See what is given. A toaster operating at 240 volt. So potential V is equal to 240 volt. Has a resistance R is equal to 120 ohm. You are asked to calculate the electrical power. As we know, power is equal to, in general, power is equal to V into I, product of voltage and current. But here no current is being given, the voltage alone is given. But we know that current I is equal to V divided by R. Therefore, writing power in terms of voltage, power P is equal to V into V divided by R, or I can write it out as V square divided by R. So power P is equal to, what is V square? 240 into 240 whole divided by R. What is the value of R? It is 120. So 120 and 240, when it is cancelled, you are able to getting it as 2. So power is equal to 480 watts is the power delivered by the toaster. Come on. The question number 4 is a carbon resistor of 47 plus or minus 4.7 kilo ohm to be marked with the rings of different colors for its identification. The color code sequence will be, the value of the resistance given is 47 plus or minus 4.7 kilo ohm. See, on looking at this, we can say this 4.7 is 10% of 47, isn't it? In general, see, in general, I can say this 4.7 is 10% of 47. So how I can write this? I can write like this: 47 kilo ohm plus or minus 10%. How I can write this? I can write like this: 47 into 10 to the power of 3 ohm plus or minus 10% is the value of the resistance given. As we know, See, B. Roy, Great Britain, very good wife. So what is its values? B is 0, B is 1, then 2, red is 2, orange 3, yellow 4, green 5, blue 6, violet 7, gray 8, and white 9. And regarding tolerance, we know silver is having 10%, then gold is having 5%, red is having 2%, and brown is having 1%. Here tolerance is 10%, so the final answer 10% is silver. Then what is 4? 4 is taken to be yellow, so 4 represents the color yellow. 7 represents the color violet, and this the 10 power 3 represents orange. So the color coding is we have to write it out as yellow, then violet, then orange, then silver. That is the answer. So option is taken to be yellow, violet, orange, silver. Option B is the correct answer. Option B is taken to be the correct answer. Hope you should have understood. So come on, question number 5, you see. What is that question number 5? What is the value of the resistance of the following resistor? They have given a resistor with the colored rings. The first ring is taken to be brown. Then the second ring is considered to be black. Third ring is considered to be orange or red. It is considered to be orange, I think so, isn't it? If it is orange or yellow, sorry, yellow, brown, black, yellow. Then finally they are having no ring, isn't it? Final ring is not given. So
Gold.
tolerance ring is not given. So we are writing it as no ring. Look at this. For brown, it is 1. For black, it is 0. For yellow means we have to write it out in 10 power of 4. Since there is no ring, I can write it out as tolerance as 20%, plus or minus 20%. But in your given answer, they are not represented regarding the tolerance. So what will be your answer? So the value of the resistance R is equal to 10 into 10 to the power of 4 ohm, which can be written as 100 into 10 to the power of 3 ohm. Or on removing 10 power 3, I can put kilo. So 100 kilo ohm is the given answer. So the resistance of the given resistor is 100 kilo ohm. So option A is again the answer. Option A is taken to be the answer. So let us go for question number 6. You see, 2 wires A and B with circular cross section made up of the same material with equal lengths. Suppose RA, resistance of the first wire is 3 times that of the resistance of the second wire, 3 RB. What is the ratio of radius of the wire A to that of B? 2 wires A and B. Okay, let us consider 2 wires. One of the wire is taken to be A and another wire is taken to be B. With circular area of cross section, let the area of cross section be A1 and here the area of cross section taken to be A2, made up of same material. So rho, that is the resistivity or specific resistance for both the materials are same. Then and with equal length, let us consider L1 is equal to L. Here also let us take L2 is equal to L. Both are of same length. Suppose RA, resistance of the wire A, is equal to 3 times the resistance of the wire B. What is the ratio of radius of the wire A? Small r RA divided by small RB, where small r, let us take it out as radius of the wire. Radius of the wire. If radius of the wire is different, area is also different. Now let us do the simplification. We know the resistance of the wire A equal to rho into L divided by A. RA, rho is constant, L is constant. So I am putting this as A of A or A1. Similarly, if I am taking RB, resistance of the second wire, I can write rho into L divided by A2. I am taking a ratio between these two. So rho will get cancelled and the length will get cancelled. So I can get the answer as A2 divided by A1. Now I can write RA divided by RB is equal to, area is for circular cross, area of cross section is circular. So A2 is pi into small RB square divided by A1 is pi into RA square, isn't it? Area of cross section for circular area of cross section, for circular area, I can write area is equal to pi r square. So pi will get cancelled. Here we know the value of RA is equal to 3RB given. So 3RB divided by RB is equal to, what will be the value? RB square divided by RB square divided by RA square. So RB will get cancelled. Taking reciprocal, you will be getting RA divided by RB, the whole square is equal to 1 divided by 3. Therefore, I can write RA divided by RB equal to 1 divided by root 3. 1 is to root 3 or 1 divided by root 3 is the answer. So what is the option? Option C is the answer. So I can consider option C as your answer. Hope you should have understood. 7. So question number 7 is, a wire connected to a power supply of 230 volt has power dissipation P1. Suppose the wire is cut into 2 equal pieces and again connected in parallel to the same power supply. In that case, power dissipation is P2. Ratio of P2 by P1 is asked. Again, you see a wire connected to a power supply of 230 volt. Okay, I am taking a wire. Let us take this wire as AB. This wire is, let us take, the wire is having a length L. It is connected to a power supply of 230 volt, has a power dissipation P1. So I am assuming that resistance of this wire as R1 or R. Resistance, I am assuming it as R. It is not given, so I have assumed it as R. If so, what is the power dissipated? Power dissipated is P1. As I know, power P is equal to V square by R as that of the previous problem. I am taking P1 is equal to V square divided by R. Take this as equation number 1. Then, suppose the wire is cut into 2 equal pieces. This wire AB is cut into 2 equal pieces. One of the piece I am considering it as AC. Nadula break pannidren. Another one, it is considered to be CB. Cut into 2 equal pieces. So AC is equal to CB. Are then connected in parallel. After that, these two are connected in parallel. They are in parallel. Then connected to the same power supply. Potential available is considered to be again 230 volt. But the power dissipated is P2. What is the value of P2? We have to calculate. Then only we can calculate what? Then only we can calculate P2 divided by P1. So for that, if that length of the wire is divided into 2 equal halves, means the resistance will become R divided by 2 and this resistance will be also R divided by 2. But the length is L divided by 2. Here the length is L divided by 2. Since the length is divided into half, the resistance is also divided into half, since resistance R is directly proportional to length. After that, what they have given? Both wires are in parallel, isn't it? Both wires are in parallel. If they are in parallel, you calculate what is the effective resistance. 1 divided by Rp will be then equal to, what is the value of 1 divided by Rp? 1 divided by R by 2 plus 1 divided by R by 2. So you can write 2 divided by R plus 2 divided by R, or you can write it out as 2 by R. Isn't it? Or sorry, not 2 by R, 4 by R. You can able to get it out as, when you are taking LCM for R as the LCM, then you can able to get 4 divided by R, which is 1 divided by Rp. So what is the value of Rp then? Rp will be equal to R by 4. If you have calculated that effective resistance, you calculate P2 now. What is the value of P2? P2, use this formula, V square divided by Rp. So I can write V square by, what is Rp? Rp is R by 4. So I can say P2 equal to 4 V square divided by R. Am I correct? I am taking this as equation number 2. Take what? Take this equation 2 and equation 1, substitute in this equation. We are asked to calculate what? We are asked to calculate P2 by P1. So take this and substitute here. Therefore, P2 divided by P1 equal to, what is P2? 4 V square divided by R whole divided by V square by R. This V square and this V square will get cancelled. Similarly, this R and this R will get cancelled. So I can able to get it out as 4. So the ratio P2 divided by P1 is equal to 4:1. Or I can generally write it out as P2 by P1 is equal to 4. So this is the ratio of the power P2 divided by P1, and the option is D. Option D is the correct answer. So hope you should have understood.
Yes, sir, finished.
Okay, let us move on to the next problem. The problem number 8. Come on. In India, electricity is supplied for domestic use at 220 volt. It is supplied at 110 volt in USA. If the resistance of a 60-watt bulb for use in India is capital R, then the resistance of that same 60-watt bulb for use in USA will be. See, let us again go through the problem. Problem number 8. See, they have taken 2 countries. One is India and another one is USA. So, see, electricity is supplied for domestic use. So here the electricity, let us consider it as V1, taken to be 220 volt. In US, the potential applied or voltage applied V2 is 110 volt. Okay. If the resistance of a 60-watt bulb, power is given, power is considered to be 60 watt, and the resistance R1 is considered to be R for use in India. Okay, if the resistance of a 60-watt bulb, here also power is considered to be 60 watt, power is considered to be constant in both the cases. For use in USA, what is the resistance? So I have to calculate what is the value of R. Say I can write the equation for power. Power, I can say that in general, power is written as V square divided by R. Here I am writing it as power is constant. In case 1, I am writing V1 R1. Similarly, here I am, when I am writing P2 or not P2, the same power, isn't it? So I am taking P. P is equal to, but potential is V, resistance is R. Here in case of USA, the potential, let us consider it as V2, resistance, let us consider it as R2. R2 is asked. So very simple. You just equate both of these equations. Take this equation as 1 and this is equation number 2. Equate both the equations because both the left hand sides are equal. Equate equation 1 and equation 2. I can get V1 square divided by R1 is equal to V2 square divided by R2. What is V1 square? V1 square is 220 divided by R1 given as R is equal to, sorry, D square, upper 220 square is equal to V2 square. So I can write 110 square divided by R2. Come on, simplify. R2 will be then equal to, on cross multiplication, 110 into 110 divided by 220 into 220, isn't it? I have taken R2 to the other side. 220 into 220, multiplied it with R. So when I am dividing this, you will be able to get 2. When I am dividing this, I am able to get 2. So R2 will be equal to R divided by 4. So the resistance of the bulb is 1 by 4 times the original resistance of the bulb in India. So what is your answer? Option C is your answer. Option C is your correct answer. Come on, copy it out. See, in question number 9, they have given in a large building, there are 15 bulbs of 40 watts, 5 bulbs of 100 watts, 5 fans of 80 watts, and 1 heater of 1 kilowatt are connected. The voltage of electrical mains is 220 volt. The minimum capacity of the main fuse of the building will be. See, fuse means it depends upon the current factor. So we have to find out what is the amount of current that was being drawn by all these devices. The value of the fuse should be slightly above to that of the current value. Let us see how we can able to solve this problem. Let us go for the problem number 9. What are the given quantities? You see, in a large building, there are 15 bulbs of 40 watt. So 15 bulbs of 40 watt each. So when I am multiplying, I can able to calculate the total power. 4 into 15, 60 plus or into 0. So 600 watts is the total power of the 15 bulbs. Then 5 bulbs of 100 watts. So I can write 5 bulbs of 100 watts each. So total power is 500 watts. Then 5 fans of 80 watt each. So 5 fans multiplied with 80 watts each. So 5 into 8, 40 or 0, 400 watts is the total power of the fans. And 1 heater of 1 kilowatt. So 1 heater multiplied with 1 kilowatt is nothing but 1000 watts. So I am having 1000 watts as the total power. So what is the total power in the building? So total power consumed in that large building, is equal to total power consumed in that building is equal to, you just add 600 plus 400, 1000, 1000 plus 1000, 2000 plus over 500. So 2500 watt is the total power that was being consumed. The potential that was being connected is 220 volt. First of all, you calculate the value of current. The value of current only decides the value of fuse carrier. So we know that power P is equal to V into I. So current I is equal to P divided by V. P is 2500 watt divided by what is the voltage? It is 220 volt. So if I am dividing 250 divided by 22, so 1, I am getting 22. So 3, 30. So 1 time again, I will be able to get it out as 22, 8, 80. So 0.80 means I can say it out as 3 times, 66. Like this it is going on. So the value of the current should be 11.3 ampere. So the fuse wire should have an current rating slightly greater than that of the current consumed. So therefore, fuse rating is equal to nearly 12 amperes is the answer. You just consider the 4 answers that were being given. Out of the 4 answers given, one is 14 ampere, one is 12 ampere. These two are greater than 11.3. Other two are considered to be lesser. So we can leave it out. So the greater value is one is 14 ampere, another one is 12 ampere. 12 ampere is nearer to that of 11.3 ampere. So I have chosen the option as 12 ampere. So option is D. Option D is the answer. Come on, let us go for the question number 10. A circuit diagram is given. There is a current of 1 ampere in the circuit shown below. What is the resistance P? So what is the circuit diagram? They are having a battery, and that battery is having a potential of 9 volt. To this, 3 resistances are connected. This is one of the resistance to the 3 ohm. Another resistance connected here, considered to be 2.5 ohm. And finally, another resistance is connected, and this resistance we have taken it as P. We are asked to calculate what is the value of P. See, as this from the circuit diagram, it is clear that all the 3 resistances are in series. All the 3 resistors, all the 3 resistors are in series. See, it was given the current that is flowing through this is 1 ampere. Since all the 3 resistors are in series, I am taking the effective resistance as Rs. The effective resistance Rs is R1 plus R2 plus R3. So R1 is 3 ohm, R2 is 2.5 ohm, R3 is P. So then what is the value of Rs? The value of Rs is 5.5 plus capital R ohms. Sorry, not capital R, it is P. I have taken it as P. So it is P ohms. Okay, let it be as it is. We know that voltage V is equal to I into R. From this, I can calculate the value of R. You just do one thing, you just substitute. What is the value of V? V is 9 volts. What is the value of I? Value of I is 1 ampere. It is given. What is the value of R? It is 5.5 plus P. So now you simplify. What is the value of P then? The value of P, you can write like this: 9 is equal to 5.5 plus P. So what is the value of P then? Take this 5.5 to the other side. 9 minus 5.5. So P is equal to 3.5 ohm is the answer. A simple problem. You should know that all the 3 resistances are connected in series. If so, the option is taken to be what? The option is taken to be C option. Go for the problem number 11. There also they have given another circuit. What is the current out of the battery? That was the question asked. So problem number 11 is the diagram given. A battery is taken and the potential of the battery is given as 5 volt. To this battery, 3 resistances are connected as shown here. So this is the second resistor and this is the third resistor. So 3 resistors are connected as shown in the figure. All the values of all the 3 resistors are taken to be 15 ohms. This is one 15 ohm, this is another 15 ohm, and this is another 15 ohm. So from diagram, it is clear that all the 3 resistors are in parallel combination. Okay, this is the first concept that we should know. After knowing this, what we are asked to calculate, what is the current flowing through it, is the question asked. Since all the 3 resistors are in parallel, you calculate the effective resistance. 1 divided by Rp equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. So 1 divided by Rp equal to then 1 divided by 15 plus 1 divided by 15 plus 1 divided by 15. If you are taking 15 as LCM, 3 by 15, or I can write 1 by 5. So taking reciprocal, Rp is equal to 5 ohm. What it is asked, we are asked to calculate the current. As we know, V is equal to I into R. I is equal to V divided by R. What is the value of V? V is considered to be 5 volts. Resistance, effective resistance R is Rp. So effective resistance is also 5 ohms. So the amount of current available is taken to be 1 ampere. So I is equal to 1 ampere is the answer. So I is equal to 1 ampere is the answer, means the option A is the answer. So option A is taken to be your answer. For the question number 12, the temperature coefficient of resistance of a wire is 0.00125 per degree Celsius. At 20 degrees Celsius, its resistance is 1 ohm. The resistance of the wire will be 2 ohm at temperature கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So the question number 12, what is that question number 12? The temperature coefficient of resistance of a wire. Temperature coefficient of a resistance is alpha, 0.00125, isn't it? 0.00125 per degree Celsius. Are you right like this? 1.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3, isn't it? 10 to the power of minus 3 per degree Celsius. Then at 20 degrees Celsius, let us consider this as T0. That is 20 degrees Celsius reference. At that time, the resistance, let us take it out as R0. So the value of R0 is taken to be 1 ohm. Then the resistance of the wire or at 2, the resistance of the wire is considered to be, RT is considered to be 2 ohm. For that, what is the value of T? We know a relation. Resistance at one particular temperature is given by RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha into T minus T0. Hope you know this formula. Temperature dependence of resistivity or the temperature dependence of resistance. RT is the resistance at T degrees Celsius. R0 is the resistance at 20 degrees Celsius. T is the temperature, higher temperature. T0 is the reference temperature. Substitute. RT it is given to be 2 ohm. R0 it is considered to be 1 ohm. 1 plus, let us have it as alpha. Here I can write T minus 20. So on simplification, I can write 2 equal to 1 plus alpha into T minus T0 or T minus 20. Take this to the other side, I will be getting 1. 2 minus 1, 1 equal to alpha into T minus 20. So take this alpha to the other side. I can write T minus 20 is equal to 1 divided by alpha. Then 1 divided by alpha is 1.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Take it to the numerator. I can write 1000 divided by 1.25. So T minus 20 is equal to 1000 into 100 divided by 125. Numerator and denominator multiplied it with 100. Now you simplify. If you are simplifying this with 5, you will be able to get it out as 25. Here you can able to get it as 20. Then 25 by 1000 divided by 25, you will be able to get 100 now 4, so 40. So what will be your answer then? 4 into 2, 8 with the double zeros. So T minus 20 is 800. What is the value of T then? The value of T is 800. They take this minus 20 to the other side, you will be getting plus 20. So T is equal to 820 degree Celsius is your answer. Option is D option. Option D is your answer. Come on, question number 13. What is that question number 13 you see? The internal resistance of a 2.1 volt cell which gives a current of 0.2 ampere through a resistance of 10 ohms. See, the internal resistance of a 2.1 volt cell means EMF is given as a 2.1 volt. Internal resistance is asked, which gives a current of, close the circuit, current of 0.2 ampere when it is connected through a resistance of 10 ohm. So I can calculate the potential difference across the resistance. You know the formula V is equal to I into R. I is considered to be 0.2, R is considered to be 10. So 2 volt is considered to be the potential difference and the EMF is 2.1 volt. What is the value of internal resistance? Direct formula, we know that internal resistance small r is equal to E minus V divided by V into capital R. Simplify. 2.1 minus 2 divided by 2 into 10. That's all. So when you are simplifying, 2.1 minus 2 is 0.1 divided by 2, multiplied it with the 10. So when you are multiplying it with the 10, you will be getting 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. So the internal resistance small r is equal to 0.5 ohm as the answer. So it is the option. When you are considering the option B is taken to be your answer. புரிஞ்சிருச்சா? ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கொஸ்டின்ரா. இது வந்து பழைய என்ட்ரன்ஸ்ல கேட்ட கொஸ்டின். சரியா?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
அடுத்தது வந்து தியரி தான். அது டைரக்டா சொல்லிடலாம். When Joule's law of heating, when I and T are constant. உங்க புக்லயே அப்படிதான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்களா? When I and T தான்.
In Joule's law of heating, R and T are constant.
R and T னு வரணும். பழைய புக்ல I னு கொடுத்திருக்கு. Yes, it is not I, it is R. மாத்திக்கோ. So in Joule's law of heating, when R and T are considered to be kept constants, then H taken along the y-axis and I square taken along the x-axis, what will be the nature of the graph? It should be a straight line. H அப்படின்றது directly proportional to square of the current. So the nature of the graph is a straight line. Parabola கிடையாது, circle கிடையாது, ellipse கிடையாது. H is proportional to I square. Since H is proportional to I square for a given R and T, which are taken to be constants, if you are drawing a graph between heat and current, the nature of heat and current square I square along I na வேற மாதிரி வரும். I square அப்படின்றதுனால nature of the graph is a straight line. So question number 15 record பண்ணிடுவோமா? ஒரு நிமிஷம்.